All right, we're a couple weeks away from the start of school. Kids often have trouble remembering certain things that they've learned throughout the school year. So let's go over a topic that kids often forget: adding and subtracting numbers with decimals. And so Decimal in here doesn't think the kids can remember it. Let's see if they do. And if you're a student watching this, let's see if you can get them right. Here we go. Let's catch them. Here's a couple of key tips before we move on to the first problem. Line up the numbers with the decimals on top of one another. Very important, as sometimes textbooks will write them horizontally. Next step is obviously to add your numbers, and remember to drop your decimal down into your answer. So you notice you have 2.45 plus 1.35, and if you line them up, they look like this. Notice the decimals on top of one another, and when I add it up to get 380, it dropped down. Got to make sure to very, very important. Kids have a tendency to put it all over the place for some reason. Maybe they get fatigued. You do get math fatigue with doing too many problems. But make sure you just drop it down and remember those rules. And it's the same thing with subtraction. The same thing. And I think, look at this. I think we're getting close here. But it's the same similar tips. You want to line it up. The only thing with subtraction is the place value. And if they have more numbers on the bottom than they do on the top, and you don't add a zero, it's going to mess it up. And I'll show you that in a second. Obviously, once you line it up and watch your place value, you need to subtract. And again, drop your decimal down into your answer. Notice 6.4 minus 1.35. If you look at that over here, if you forgot to put the zero here, it is going to mess up your answer. You have to account for the 5 here in the hundreds place. You have to put that zero there to account for it, because if you don't, you're going to get the wrong answer. So when you get said and done and you do your borrowing, you end up with 5.05. But the key point is most kids forget to put that zero on top, and they just go ahead and just drop the 5 down. Now, in this case, it just happens that the 5, you would get a 5 here anyway, but to mess up the second number here, this wouldn't be a 0. You would end up putting a 1, and that would be wrong. So just remember to account for that place value. If you remember these few little things, you'll be right on top, and you'll remember it in September, October, and you'll do a very, very nice job. So make sure to remember those tips. You'll beat decimal a lot. You'll take that throne in your current grade level, and you'll be absolutely fabulous. Thanks for watching, and if you want to practice some skills before school, I do have a Kahoot I set up. Go ahead and click the link to enter that and practice away. Have a great day, and I hope it is magical.